Go USA. Andy, go ahead, sir.
Well, here I am again this year. We try it every year, so I'm going to try it again.
I would like to get this resolved this year. I mean, this is something we need to bury with.
It's absurd. I have a stack of fighters. Mauricio's got one of the champions. Just defended his belt the other day. Okay, Saturday night on HBO Latino. Jojo Diaz. Okay, 22-1 on Fight Facts. Or is it 23-1 now? 23-1 on Fight Facts. One loss, WSB. And one win in the WSB. And I got a pile of others, a lot of them. Lee and Greg has a bunch of them. Bob Bennett has a bunch of them. Florida has a bunch of them. And, you know, I'd be neglectful if I didn't come here again and ask for a motion to separate this. I want to see it. I can't do my job without it. There's no way I'm letting a 1-6 WSB fighter fight a debut fight. It ain't happening. It's not happening. But I'd be neglectful if I didn't come ask to have these records separated.
Would you like to would you like to request
Pat English?
Would you like to request a motion?
Because it adds to the numerical record at the top of the sheet. And I've got announcers that are announcing some, this guy's, I don't really care how the announcer announces it, but it makes it tough from reporting or whatever, because my sheets that come out, that I send to the press and everybody else, has the Fight Facts official record. When HBO and the rest of them announce it, they announce it without those losses. Okay, and they do, and it makes it. But these kids were misled, I guess is the word. We have a thing with AIBA. I don't like anything they did. I've issued press release after press release about AIBA. It's awful. But our beef shouldn't be with these young kids that were told it was going to be an amateur fight.
Yeah, I just want. We got to get this.
Well, we got one suing us.
He won't sue, in my opinion. He didn't sue last year. There's a
Huffing and puffing. I get phone calls from him and his attorney every other month asking what we're doing. So it's not huffing and puffing. It's a pain in the ass for me.
I'm just curious. What dog do you have in this fight?
We got to make a decision here. This is getting silly. He's not being signed because his ability. He has no ability.
His record's 1-6, or I guess 2-6 now. But we've got a bunch of kids with losses in WSB that has prevented them from advancing their careers as fast as they could. Well, look, I've got a bunch of... Look, what dog do you have in this fight? I've got Golden Boy. I've got all these kids.
I don't see anything from Golden Boy here, and I can tell you...
I'm here.
What the value of the fighters are from a promotional perspective, and if they can fight, they'll get signed. If they can't fight, unfortunately...
Look.
Hey, Joe. Do you ever remote up when I watch TV?
Look, Mike, it's every year. I'm trying it again. I want the numerical records fixed on the Fight Facts for the thing. That's my motion.
Would you? Anybody to second the motion? Please explain the motion one more time.
I I still want to see the WSB because it's very important. Need to see it for matchmaking purposes, but I don't want my kids penalized by this on the Fight Facts registry that this body. And by the way, if there's fights on there that aren't from state athletic commissions, we need to get that fixed. I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, we need to get that fixed.
So you're saying the motion on the floor is to have a separate listing for World Series of Boxing?
Just don't add it at the dang top. That's all.
Now remember that it was an ABC decision.
Yes, I remember.
Of
course I remember.
I don't even remember that.
And
No, I'm
I
only kidding.
voted
I remember
for it,
that.
and I
I've
was
been here 20
wrong,
years. Oh, yeah.
Because I was in Georgia and it didn't affect anybody. I got to California, I start looking, gosh, this guy. I mean, I'm every week, I'm going through.
Can we have somebody else's opinion on this before Andy has a coronary? All right.
Again, I don't care. It's not my. I don't care. If the kid wants to say 6-0, say you're 6-0. All I care about is he's matched effective.
Okay.
All I care about.
In an amateur bout, in the elites, it's 3 3-minute rounds. In a championship, national championship, it could be 4 rounds. When you have a World Series of Boxing bout that goes 6, 8, 12 rounds, what is that? That's a pro fight. So it should be recorded as such. That's all I have to say.
Would somebody, Andy, I want to put a motion to the floor, please. Well, explain it one more time. Don't explain it one more time, please. To the floor,
Doing
please.
my job. My motion's to separate the thing so that when I turn it into the press, they don't ask me, why is it different than what was announced?
We'll be separating it where?
On the Fight Facts.
Okay,
don't
I'm just
add
making
it.
sure the
I don't
motion
even-
don't be mean to me.
I don't even care. Just don't add it at the top. Don't include it.
Do we have a second for that motion? Second it, Frank Gentile from Florida. You got that, cowboy? I'm afraid to even say this. Discussion? Well, I know we did, but I'm trying to be like all professional and everything. Like, yes, Frank.
We had the World Series of Boxing was first to come to Florida.
Mikasuki.
No, they came to Florida. I'm American Airlines Arena about.
Oh, geez. Okay, a long time ago.
70. I refereed tons of them fights.
Okay.
Those kids came there and were misled.
Okay.
All right, because I knew a lot of them from USA Boxing, and I talked to them. They were told that they were amateurs and they weren't going to be considered a pro, and they were all misled. And they took that because they got paid big money.
Yeah.
And they fought 5 rounds without headgear, and they were fighting against. There was like 8 different
Okay.
commissions that are not commissions, but states that had them.
Right.
So they had a big box off, and that's when this all started. This all about whether they should have been on. They started putting them because they had to buy federal ID cards in the states. They had to get a federal ID card to fight, and that's how it became where they started sending them in to Annabelle. We did. I know we did because Kathy was the coordinator, and they were sending them in, right? The state made us.
So. Right.
They misled. They got paid. They did get paid. But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Andy's saying because you're not really taking that away now.
Right.
You're still leaving it on there.
And it's per commission and per regulatory body that makes a decision if you want them in your
if
jurisdiction.
You want them to fight as a debut. You just don't put them against a debut guy.
I can honestly say they come to Mohegan. I'm like, no, take this shit away. You're not coming to Mohegan.
Exactly.
I'm able to do that.
That's right. That's right.
So that's what everyone.
Well, you match them according to.
Right. Of course. No, the motion on the floor is to have a separate list of World Series of boxing. That's
that'll
the
work.
motion. Second motion, Frank Gentile. Now let's go to a voice vote. The right, Cowboy? All in favor, say aye. All against? All abstain? Aye. Aye. Only kidding. I say aye. I'm good. All right. The motion passed.